Hello students, good morning and welcome to this class. This is actually the sixth class on Sommerfeld model, which is also called quantum mechanical model of free electrons. And in the last class we have determined the number of electrons per unit energy range. How electrons are distributed uh, according to energy. So Ne is the number of electrons per unit energy range, and that is given by this graph. And at 0 Kelvin, this is the graph, and from 0 to EF0, this is actually EF0. The states are completely filled. You can see that also here, and above that there are no number of electrons. Ne is equal to 0, and above absolute 0 there is some difference. Some electrons from here can go to upper levels. Our next aim is to calculate the specific heat of electrons. There was a problem in Rode-Lorentz theory with a specific heat. It predicted too high specific heat. That was a 3 by 2 R. Specific heat of electrons was found to be 3 by 2 R according to Rode-Lorentz theory. That is found to be 100 times larger than the actual experimental values. So that was the problem, and we will see how this problem is overcome in this quantum mechanical theory or Sommerfeld theory. For that we have to find average energy of electron. To find average energy, we require total number of electrons also. Actually, we have to divide the total energy by total number, then only you will get average. So total number will be given by this integral. At absolute 0, electrons are filled up to EF0, that you have seen here. So total number will be given by integral from 0 to EF0, and this expression is actually number of electrons in the energy range dE. Ne is number of electrons per unit energy. So number of electrons for dE energy will be NeDE. So integrate from 0 to EF0, that is from 0 value to maximum value of energy, you will get a total number of particles. Actually, NeDE is the number of electrons having energy between E and E plus dE. So in the limit dE tending to 0, all will have energy E. So total energy of all these electrons will be multiplied by E. So if you integrate from 0 to EF0, you will get a total energy of all the electrons. And if you divide by the total number of electrons, you will get an average energy of all the electrons at absolute 0. Now we substitute this N in the denominator. So that is also given by integral. So this is the expression for average energy of an electron at absolute 0. Next we will do the integration. For that we require the value of Ne here and here. The Ne is given by, Ne is actually Fe into Ge if you cancel dE on both sides. And Fe at absolute 0 is, you can see this graph, Fe is actually 1 up to EF, and thereafter it is 0. So we are integrating from 0 to EF0. So up to from 0 to EF0, the value is 1. So you have to multiply 1 by GE, and GE is actually, again if you cancel DE on both sides, GE is 4 pi V by H cube into 2m raised to 3 by 2 into E raised to half. So that is multiplied by 1. So you will get the same expression. So that GE or Ne is written here, this 4 pi V by H cube 2m raised to 3 by 2 E raised to half. So you substitute that Ne here and here, then these constants in the numerator and denominator will cancel. Only E raised to half will be remaining in the numerator and denominator, and E raised to half combined with E will give you E raised to 3 by 2. So this is integral E raised to 3 by 2 dE, and in the denominator you have got E raised to half, that is integral E raised to half dE. So that is a simple integral of the type integral x raised to n dx, and integral x raised to n dx is x raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1. So in the numerator you will get e raised to 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1, and 3 by 2 plus 1 is 5 by 2. In the denominator you will get e raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1. 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. When you integrate the numerator, you will get a 5 by 2 in the denominator, and when you integrate this, you will get a 3 by 2 in the denominator of the denominator. So there will be 3 by 2 in the numerator and 5 by 2 in the denominator. So 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 will cancel, and you will get a 3 by 5 here. You will get a EF0 raised to 5 by 2 in the numerator, and EF0 raised to 3 by 2 in the denominator. When you divide, you will get a EF0. So 3 by 5 EF0 is the average energy of electrons at absolute zero. That will be a pretty high energy because all electrons cannot go to the lowest energy level because of the Pauli exclusion principle. Once the lower energy levels are filled, then remaining electrons have to go to higher and higher levels. So even at absolute zero, there is a sufficiently large quantity of energy for the electrons. So average energy will be a substantial energy in the case of free electrons, and that is given by 3 by 5 EF0. In order to find the specific heat, we have to find the total energy above absolute zero. That is actually a difficult calculation because above absolute zero, particles are going beyond EF0. So integral will be from here to up to this value. So in this integral, we have to do that. That is a very lengthy calculation and tedious calculation. Probably that you will study in if you go to MSc class. Here I will only give the final result of the calculation. If you are interested in those calculations, you can refer a good textbook on solid state physics. So this is the result of the final calculation. Average energy above absolute zero. Average energy at T Kelvin is given by average energy at 0 Kelvin into 1 plus 5 pi square by 12 into kBT by EF0 raised to 2. So that is the result of the calculation. Now we will find a specific heat. Specific heat is actually delta E by delta T, where E is the total energy. We will take a molar specific heat, 1 mole of substance. And for monovalent metal, we have got a 1 free electron per atom. So there will be in 1 mole of metal, we have got a 1 mole of electrons, which will be of the order of 10 raised to 23. And specific heat is delta E by delta T, where E is the total energy. So total energy will be average energy into total number of electrons, and we are taking 1 mole. So Na is the Avogadro number. So this is the total energy. So total energy per unit temperature difference. So delta E by delta T. So you have to differentiate this. So Na multiplied by E bar T. So Na multiplied by this. So different derivative of 1 will be 0, and here if you take derivative, the variable is appearing here only, t square, and derivative of t square is 2t. That 2 will cancel with this 12, so you will get a 6 here, and there is a kb square, that is constant. Kb square can be written in this way, 1 kb combined with the Avogadro number, and if you multiply Avogadro number with Boltzmann constant, you will get the universal gas constant R, and this is kBT, and we will now substitute for E bar 0 as well. E bar 0 is 3 by 5 EF0. So 3 by 5, if you substitute that, then this 5 will cancel, and 3 by 6 will become 1 by 2. So that is 2 here, and EF also will, EF0 also, 1 EF0 will cancel. So you will get 1 EF0 in the denominator, and that EF0, it is conveniently written as some KT. So that is some K into TF, and this TF, the temperature is called Fermi temperature. This is done only for convenience. We can actually remove this Boltzmann constant Kb from the formula if you substitute like this. So this is actually one EF0 cancelled. So KBT by KBTF will be there. So KB and KB will cancel, and then you will get a T by TF. Now about the value of this electronic specific heat, this is actually pi square R by 2. Pi square is a 3.14 square, so approximately 9. So this is 9 by 2, so it will be 4.5 R. And this factor is 4.5 R. In the case of Drude-Lorentz theory, we have got a specific heat as 3 by 2 R or 1.5 R. So this is 4.5 R, nearly of the same order. But here we have got a T by TF. T will be temperature of the metal, which is of the order of 10 raised to 2. For example, at a room temperature, we have got a 300 Kelvin. So that is 3 into 10 raised to 2. So T will be of the order of 10 raised to 2. And the value of TF for metals is of the order of 10 raised to 4. Because EF0 is a large quantity. So TF generally for typical metals will be of the order of 10 raised to 4. So this is 10 raised to 2 by 10 raised to 4. So there will be a 10 square in the denominator. So this is 1 by 100. So 1 by 100. So that is 100 times smaller than the specific heat predicted by the Drude-Lorentz theory. And it is found that that value agrees with the experiment. You can also see that this specific heat due to electrons is proportional to T. So that is written here. The total specific heat of the metal can be written as specific heat due to electrons and a specific heat due to ions or lattice. Ions can vibrate about their equilibrium position and produce a contribution to the specific heat. You will study those vibrations in another unit of the solid state physics. Shankar sir will teach you that, and there you can see that the specific heat is proportional to T cube, and electronic specific heat is proportional to T. So total specific heat is equal to some constant into T plus another constant into T cube. It is found that this formula is experimentally correct. If you actually plot the graph between C by T and T square, if you divide this expression by T, then here you will get A only, here you will get a T square. So this will become A plus BT square, and on the left hand side you will get a CV by T. So if you plot a CV by T and a T square, then you will get a straight line graph, because this is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. This is y, that is CV by T. You can see it here. This is y, and T square, that is x. So you can see that T square here. So this y is mx, bx. So b into T square plus a or c. So y, this is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So these are the experimental values. These dots are the, or these into marks are the experimental values, and it is found that it is falling on a straight line. So experimentally this theory is proved correct, and from the value of a you can find the constant a from this graph, and that constant a is equal to this one, pi square r by 2 tf. From that you can determine the value of a Fermi temperature also for a particular metal. So this Sommerfeld theory very well agrees with the experiment. So I have discussed this Sommerfeld model in 6 classes, and you go through all these 6 classes and study well the derivation of this specific heat. And if you have any doubts during derivation, you can contact me. You are not at all asking any doubts, but anyway, you go through this derivation with a pen and paper. I again and again tell you that you should do these calculations by writing. So you go through these derivations which I have explained in 6 classes, and if you have any doubts you can ask me. and you study the derivations step by step, and you learn how to draw these graphs. There are 3 graphs here and another graph here. So that's all for now. In the next class, I will give you an overview of the entire derivation, a very brief account of all the 6 classes, starting from there and then ending at the specific heat of solids, metals, and the successful theory which give you the correct variation of specific heat with temperature.